Going on. They did great to start the night off, as we are just about set and ready to go for the first of a pair of heats in the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman.
Now off the track, ready to get going.
Ready is Mike making a quick ladder adjustment down there. White flag will be displayed. Jason Rarick set to go away from the pole in the number 4, along with Eymarah Bowman in the number 5 out of Mexico. Row 2, it's Mason Rogers, the 44. Hayden Howard on the outside of row number 2. Row 3, it's Caleb Howard in the 90. Grayson Soper in the 76. And Kyle Kudrinko making his Sportsman debut with us in car number 12K. Again, want to thank the good folks at the Watertown Vet Center, everybody at Chipmunk Hill RC Speedway, and USO Fort Drum for being on hand with us. 10th Mountain Division Band will be behind the main grandstand at intermission. So the 21 of Hayden Howard electing to go from the tail of the field in this one. Six laps is going to be the distance. First of 2 heat races on the docket for the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Green lights will be on off of turn number 4. So far, heat races this year, Genavieve Bartlett has 2. Mason Rogers has 1 heat win. We'll see what happens in this one. Green lights are on and we're underway. And from that outside lane, Eymarah Bowman picks up the race lead. Good battle for second already between Rarick, Soper, and Rogers as they hit the back straightaway for the very first time tonight. Into turn number 3. 3 wide through there, and Rarick gets split right down the middle as Soper and Rogers go right around the outside and inside. Rogers is going to benefit from that one. He'll pick up 2 spots as they complete lap number 1. Eymarah Bowman out in front of the field. Kyle Kudrinko with a problem in the 12. Looked like a right rear shock has gone away on that ride. That car leaning over big time on the right rear, and we'll keep our eye on him as Grayson Soper dusts up the back straightaway but continues on. In the meantime, it is Eymarah Bowman out in front, but Mason Rogers is closing quickly as they go to turn number 1 and 2. And black flag coming out for Kyle Kudrinko in the number 12K, and that right rear, definitely something gone away on that ride, but he'll head to the pits and diagnose the problem. In the meantime, we got a battle for the race lead halfway home. Eymarah Bowman has the top spot. Mason Rogers trying to take it away from her as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Caleb Howard in the 90 back there, position number 3 with Grayson Soper and Jason Rarick, the top 5, as they spread out down into turn number 3 and 4. Rogers is closing quickly on the 5 of Bowman as they come back down to the line. 2 laps left to go for Bowman. Rogers is right there, going to put the pressure on as they go to turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Bowman again washes way wide up off the turn, allows Rogers to close in ever so slightly. The gap is down to about a car length and a half as they go to turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Rogers got a good bite off the inside lane that time, looking to pull even terms with Bowman. Can't quite get the job done. White flag in the air, final time into turn number 1 and 2. Eymarah Bowman has the race lead. Mason Rogers looking to do something with her down the back straightaway. Final time as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Mason Rogers trying to set it up on the bottom. Eymarah Bowman looking good through the mid portion of the racetrack. Down to the line. Drag race to the finish. It's going to be Eymarah Bowman picking up the win by a car length. Rogers will cross in second. Caleb Howard will come up for third. Grayson Soper to fourth. Jason Rarick and the 21 of Hayden Howard will round out the top 5. Great opening heat race there, and Eymarah Bowman picks up the victory in heat race number 1, heat race number 2, ready to roll trackside right now. Great heat race there for heat race number 1. Heat number 2 ready to roll trackside right now. Mike Durham leading the field out in the number 6 machine. Alongside of him, we'll find the 33 of Brianna Murtaugh, went runner-up here a couple of weeks ago. Row number 2 scheduled to go, Hayly Brownell, 747 with Brayden Bullock in the number 20. Row 3, Patrick Kudrinko, 35 with the 11 of Genavieve Bartlett, looking for 3 in a row here tonight. And Jay Reid out of Lacona in car number 45. So Mike Durham and Brianna Murtaugh will set the pace as they'll be ready for green this time by. 6 laps once again is the distance. Those of you watching home live on Dirt Track Digest TV, we're glad to have you on hand with us. And again, happy Victoria Day weekend to all of our Canadian friends.
She did.
Yeah, including me. I get to celebrate 2 weekends back to back like this. Pretty amazing. I am, yeah. See, set for green, we're underway. And Brianna Murtaugh, not wasting any time, jumps to the head of the class up on the top side of the racetrack. She gets around Mike Durham for the race lead as they work it down into turn number 3 and 4. Hayly Brownell is 3rd, Genevieve Bartlett to 4th. Brayden Bullock completes the top 5. Patrick Kudrinko and Jay Reid complete the rest of the field. Down to the line, lap number 1 is in the record books, and Brianna Murtaugh with the advantage as they go to turn number 1 and 2, looking for her first heat win of the season. Mike Durham right there with her in position number 2, using every inch of the back straightaway, including a good portion off the racetrack as well. Durham again way wide in the turn, opens the door for Brownell to get through. She'll go to 2nd, and Genevieve Bartlett will now move to position number 3. Top 3 drivers, all our lady drivers, as they go to turn number 1 and 2 with Brianna Murtaugh setting the pace. Watch for Bartlett in that inside lane, looking for 2nd down the back straightaway. She'll drag race even terms with Brownell into turn number 3 and 4. Brownell trying to hold her off, and as they go to turn number 4, getting really close out there as they come back down to the line. 3 down, 3 more to go in heat race number 2 in the Donnath Motorworks Limited Sportsman. And Brianna Murtaugh sending a toward pace early, but the battle is on for position number 2. Hayly Brownell has it. Genevieve Bartlett wants to take it away. Mike Durham and Brayden Bullock, the top 5 with Patrick Kudrinko and Jay Reid. Reid looks like he's got a flat left rear tire on the 45, and he'll have to take it to the pits here as we come down with 2 laps left to go. The battle is on again for the 2 spot, and it's on for the 4 and 5 positions as well. Bartlett takes over 2nd as Bullock takes over the number 4 position. So spots changing quickly in the top 5 in the late going of this one. White flag in the air. Brianna Murtaugh is missing a really good race from 2nd on back, but doesn't matter to her. She's just driving away with the lead right now. White flag in the air. Final trip around for Brianna Murtaugh as Jay Reid, left rear flat tire, trying to nurse it to the infield and out of harm's way, and he'll do just that. Checkered flag is in the air, and the win will go to Brianna Murtaugh. Great heat race there. 2nd spot will go to Bartlett. 3rd will be Hayly Brownell. Mike Durham, Brayden Bullock, Patrick Kudrinko will all finish this one out. So Brianna Murtaugh gets it done in Donnath Motorworks Limited Sportsman Heat Race number 2. Up next, Panther Frameworks Crate Sprint Cars for 2 heat races.
First win she's had.
And we'll give you the starting lineup in just a few moments as the field rolls trackside. set to go. It will be Rachel Zacharias on the point, the 71. Outside of a George Sanford, the 25. Row number 2, we are going to find in car number 30. That is Kenny Klinkowsky. Klinkowsky in the 30. Outside will be Josh Verne Jr. in the 1V. He'll go from 4th. Row number 3 is going to find the 557. That is scheduled to go. It's Patrick Nolan. He is out there on the racetrack alongside of the 87 of Andrew Hennessy. Final row, it's going to be James Kiah in the 08, and Chris Nethers was scheduled to go in this one in the 89X, but do not see him out there, so we'll go with 7 in this one. First of 2 heat races in the Panther Frameworks Crate Sprint Cars, one of the biggest fields we've seen in this division since it started here in 2022. Rachel Zacharias, George Sanford on the front row. Again, George Sanford getting a lot of track time tonight. We'll see him later on in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman division, running the Thurston family-owned ride. Zacharias and Sanford, row 1. Klinkowsky and Verne, row 2. Nolan and Hennessy, row 3. And James Kiah will complete it. And we are going to stay caution. Yellow flag is staying out. So it looks like Chris Nethers is going to make his way out, finally able to answer the call in the 89. And that is the 89X of Chris Nethers. So we do have all drivers scheduled to go in this one. Heat race number 1 of 2 in Panther Frameworks Crate Sprint Cars. So far, Crate Sprint Car qualifying heat races this year, there have been 4 of them in total. Bruno Richard has won a heat race every single week. He's got 2. Josh Verne Jr. got one last week. Andrew Hennessy got one on opening day as well. 6 laps is the issue. Set for green. Rachel Zacharias, George Sanford on the front row. Leclerc looks him over, green lights are on, and we're underway. George Sanford jumps to the point. Watch Josh Verne Jr. on the top side of the racetrack. He's going the long way around Rachel Zacharias. He's going to dust up the back straightaway. In the meantime, though, as they go to turn number 3 and 4, it's George Sanford out in front of the field. Zacharias trying to close from second. Andrew Hennessy picks up the number 3 spot. Verne made that big effort to go from 4th to nearly up into the race lead, and now finds himself back where he started in spot number 4. In the meantime, Rachel Zacharias trying to go after the 87 of Andrew Hennessy down the back straightaway. Hennessy holds on to position number 2. Zacharias is way wide. She's way out there on the outside portion of the racetrack. Not much grip out there. She'll lose the position number 3 as they go to turn number 1 and 2 in the 6-lap heat event. 2 down, 4 more to go. It's all George Sanford right now as we watch the battle here between Ken Klinkowsky and the 71 of Rachel Zacharias for position. In the meantime, everybody single file formation around the speedway. 3 down, 3 to go. It's Sanford and Hennessy, 1 and 2 at the moment. George Sanford trying to hold on and win this one, but Andrew Hennessy, heat winner on opening day, trying to get a second one of the season as they work in turn number 3 and 4 with 2 laps left to go. 2 laps left to go. George Sanford, Andrew Hennessy, Josh Verne Jr. That's your top 3 as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Inside lane, definitely the preferred groove around this speedway as Verne chasing Andrew Hennessy down to turn number 3 and 4 as the top 3 have pulled away from 4th place Kenny Klinkowsky for the time being. White flag in the air for George Sanford. Again, Sanford getting a lot of track time tonight. We'll see him later on in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Right now he holds a comfortable 2-car length advantage over Andrew Hennessy as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Hennessy moving in to try to take the lead away. It's not going to happen. George Sanford gets the victory in heat race number 1. Andrew Hennessy, Josh Verne Jr., Ken Klinkowsky, Rachel Zacharias, your top 5. Chris Nethers comes home in 6. James Kiah and Patrick Nolan will complete the rest of your field. Great opening heat race there as George Sanford in victory lane, the first of what could be 2 heat wins for George Sanford tonight. He's got 1. He'll be back later on in the Sportsman division as well.
Just so you guys know, I'm looking at one on my YouTube channel.
Oh, is it Racing Street?
Yeah, your voices are all going on right now.
Oh, sorry.
So I don't just keep it down, okay?
Heat race number 2 ready to rock and roll here. It's going to be Jon Liberty on point, the heat number 6 machine, along with Cam MacKinnon, the 85. Row number 2 is going to be the 27 of Nick Webb alongside the 28 of Tucker Donath. Row number 3, we're going to see Bruno Richard in the 72. 271, Tiger Chapman was scheduled to go out there, but Tiger had some problems in hot laps, did not get going, as Chris Nethers in the number 89N is out there. I stand corrected, Josh Van Brocklin in the 89N tonight. The distance, we're off and running, and Jon Liberty's wasting no time getting to the head of the class. Cam MacKinnon around the top side, he goes to second. Tucker Donath, they all shuffle Nick Webb out of line, and Josh Van Brocklin dusts up the back straightaway, trying to get it back on the racetrack, and he will do so. Just about caught the edge of that wall over there, but he brings it back. Lap number 1 in the record books, and Jon Liberty in command of the field as they work it up into turn number 1 and 2. The Brewerton, New York native holding the lead. Tucker Donath from Palermo holding on to the 2 spot. Cam MacKinnon from Ridgeway, Ontario, right there with him in spot number 3. And then it's Bruno Richard, our opening day winner, into the 4 spot. He's looking for another position. He gets around MacKinnon down the front straightaway. So Bruno Richard now into the top 3. MacKinnon back to 4th with Nick Webb 5th. Down the back straightaway the field goes. Single file formation as they go to turn number 3 and 4. 3 down, 3 more to go. Jon Liberty has led every lap so far here as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Tucker Donath, a couple of wins for him last year. In that number 28, 5 career sprint car wins here at Can-Am for Donath as they go down the back straightaway. The 85, Cam MacKinnon right there, spot number 4, trying to fend off the 27 and Nick Webb for the number 4 position in the meantime. 2 laps left to go, and Jon Liberty got the lead at the drop of the green flag and has not relinquished it since, as he holds the top spot down the back stretch. There's Tucker Donath right there in spot number 2 as they go to turn 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Final trip around for Jon Liberty, looking for his first ever K&M Heat win in a sprint car. As they head up into turn number 1 and 2, Liberty works the bottom side of the racetrack, drifts it wide up off the turn. Down the back straightaway, final time into turn number 1, or 3 and 4 rather. And Jon Liberty from green to checkered. He leads every lap. First heat win for Jon Liberty. He takes the victory. Tucker Donath, Bruno Richard, the top 3. Cam MacKinnon will fend off Nick Webb for the number 4 spot. And Josh Van Brockland rounds out the rest of your field. So 2 heats there for the Panther Frameworks Crate Sprint cars. And they are both in the record books. It is time to go racing in the Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. First of 3 heats on the day. Hey, if you got your 50-50 tickets yet, we got a couple of sellers down here in front if you're looking for them. Modified heat race number 1 on track.
Edward Starley.
Yeah.
Missing a couple of drivers out there. There's TJ right there, Tommy Jock Jr. Yellow lights remaining on.
No start.
He's making his way out in the number 31. Will also, Lance Willix is making his way out as well. Scheduled to go in this heat race. So Tyler Meeks going away from the point in the number 9. Outside will be Michael Mandigo in the 26. Row 2, it's the 3 of Franklin Mack and 18 of Scott Webb. Row 3, RJ Tersetter, the 21R, 12 of Addison Bowman, and TJ, Tommy Jock Jr. in the 31. Glad to have him back with us. Ready to go? His son TJ3 has a win here in Novice Sportsman. A couple of years ago. 2017, I believe it was. I got the date somewhere on here. I can look that up, Kim. Just about set, ready to go. 8 laps is the distance. First of 3 heat races on the night for the Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, and we're green. Down at 1 and 2, it is Tyler Meeks on in front. Mandigo trying to find the way by Scott Webb on the top side. Runs out of real estate over there, heading to turn number 3 and 4. Franklin Mackin trying to move in and take the 3 spot away. Bounces through a bump down on the inside of the racetrack. As they complete lap number 1, it is Tyler Meeks showing the way as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Scott Webb there for second. Battle is on for the 3 spot. Mandigo has it. Mackin trying to take it away, and Mandigo really wide up off the turn, allows Mackin to close in and get side by side with him as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Addison Bowman, RJ Tressetter, Tommy Jock Jr., they're all trying to move up. Down to complete lap number 2 as the battle is on now for spots 3, 4, and 5. Addison Bowman trying to make it 3 wide. They got it down to 2 wide as Michael Mandigo drove away. He picks up the 3 spot. Bowman now will get 4th away from Mackin down the back straightaway. RJ Tressetter trying to move and get into the top 5 as well. Jock completes the field. Down to the line, 3 down, 5 more to go. Mandigo a little wide up off the turn. He's going to lose 2 spots in that exchange. He may lose another one here as RJ Tressetter trying to move in as well. Down the back straightaway they go. Top 2 pulled away, no change up there. It is a battle between Franklin Mackin, Michael Mandigo, and the 21 of RJ Tressetter. In the meantime, Tyler Meeks setting it on autopilot, trying to drive away from the field as they go up into turn number 1 and 2. Scott Webb there for second. Addison Bowman still third as they work it down the back straightaway. Webb right there in spot number 2 as you see him heading off into turn number 3 and 4. Bowman just behind him in the 3 spot. As we look behind them, everybody pretty well single file around the speedway. 5 down, 3 more to go, and Tyler Meeks shows the way down the back straightaway. Open up quite an advantage over the rest of the field here as they go up into turn number 3 and 4. Tyler Meeks, Evans Mills, New York, about a 1.5 second advantage over the 18 of Webb as they come back to the line. 2 laps left to go. Scott Webb, Addison Bowman, Franklin Mackin, Michael Mandigo. That is your unofficial top 5. RJ Tressetter and Tommy Jock Jr. completed. Down into turn number 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed, and Tyler Meeks has had everybody's number here from the drop of the green flag. He is checked out on the field. White flag is in the air. Final time into turn number 1 and 2. Tyler Meeks looking to get back to victory lane in the 358 modified. He did it in 2017. Would love to end the drought here tonight as he heads it up into turn number 3 and 4. Down to the line, Tyler Meeks gets the victory in heat race number 1, his second heat win of the season. Scott Webb comes home second. Addison Bowman, a great run there, to third. Franklin Mackin into 4th, and Michael Mandigo rounds out the top 5. RJ Tressetter and Tommy Jock Jr. will complete the rest of your field. Good heat there in heat race number 1 as Tyler Meeks becomes the first repeat qualifying heat winner for 2025. Heat race number 2 ready to roll trackside in just a moment. Adam Roberts in the number 63 will go from the pole in this one. Outside will be the 1 of Willie Decker Jr. Willie Decker Jr. out of Vernon, New York, outside of row 1. Inside row 2 is Lucas Fuller in 74. Derek Webb in the 66. Outside of him out of Brownville. Row 3, Sean Shaw from Philadelphia in the 7. Alongside of the 19 of Tim Fuller out of Watertown, New York. 4-time defending track champion. And completing this field in car number 45R from Potsdam, it's Preston Forbes. Set for green, 8 laps will be the distance. Again, Tyler Meeks becoming the first repeat qualifying heat winner of the season. We'll see who gets the victory lane in this one. Adam Roberts on the point, gets a great start, and we are going to call that one back.
Yellow, no start.
So we're going to try that again. All starts and restarts must be at that white cone coming off of turn number 4. So we'll try it again. Adam Roberts on the front row with Willie Decker Jr. alongside. Again, off of turn number 4, a little better start that time, and we're green. Willie Decker again. Look at Fuller go from 6th to 2nd in one corner. Tim Fuller found some speed on the top side. He's to the 2 spot already. Believe it or not, Tim Fuller has not won a qualifying heat race since 2023. Down to the line, Willie Decker Jr. with the lead, and here comes Fuller. Working that extreme outside lane. Boy, he found something through the middle there. And just like we saw a couple of weeks ago, Lance Willix did the same thing, went from the back to the front in a couple of laps. Fuller trying to do the exact same thing as Decker, fending him off for the time being as they come back down to the line this time by 2 laps up on the leaderboard. It's Decker, Fuller, and Roberts, the top 3, and we got caution on the racetrack. Sean Shaw with a problem in turn number 3. Yellow lights are on with just 2 laps complete, and Shaw immediately takes the car to pit road. Looks like all the tires are up on the 7S of Shaw. Those crew guys going out to take a look at it. Looks like they're checking out. He thought he might have had a flat tire, but I guess he's going towards coming back out onto the racetrack. So Sean Shaw will join at the tail end. I did make a mention, Tim Fuller had not won a heat race since 2023 season. September the 8th, 2023. It's the last time he won a qualifying heat race. Bobby Thurston do that. You were here? Wow. Me too. I was here too. And Adam Roberts got drop kicked to the infield there on that start as they head up into turn number 1 and 2, and Fuller rockets to the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. Willie Decker Jr. back to the 2 spot. Preston Forbes now up into position number 3 as they come up off of turn number 4 and back down to the line. Fuller in command of it. Talked with Tim Fuller last week about what happened to that race car. Had a problem with a cylinder and an ill-handling car. Still brought it home for a top 10 run, but not what he was looking for. But right now he's got the lead. Decker trying to close in from 2nd. Forbes still there for 3rd. Lucas Fuller is up to the 4th spot with Derek Webb battling with Sean Shaw for the 5 spot. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 more to go. It's been all Tim Fuller at this point, watching the battle between Lucas Fuller, Derek Webb, and Sean Shaw as they dice it up for position down the back straightaway. Lucas Fuller now to 4th. 5th is Derek Webb as Sean Shaw trying to hold on to position number 6. Adam Roberts is 7th. 5 down, 3 more to go. It's all Tim Fuller at this point. St. Lawrence Radiology, GNR Auto Parts, Ryan heading up into turn number 3 and 4. Down to the stripe this time by. We'll have 2 laps left to go. Had some struggles last night. The Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. Got it going good here tonight as Willie Decker settling back into position number 2. Preston Forbes still 3rd, watching the battle between Sean Shaw, and he goes around all by himself there in turn number 2, and he is parked the wrong way. Caution lights back on with 6 in the books. Look at our replay up here about what happened with Sean Shaw. Just got on that outside lane, not much grip up there, and lost it. So he'll join at the tail end, and we'll be ready to go back to green. White flag in the air. Tim Fuller, Willie Decker Jr. the top 2. Preston Forbes sitting back in position number 3. Lucas Fuller is 4th. Derek Webb 5th. Adam Roberts, Sean Shaw, the running order. 6 complete. 2 more to go. Heat race number 3 for the Whitesboro Plow Shop. Dirt car 358 modifieds. Ready to go next. Green lights back on, and away we go. And again, Fuller goes to that extreme outside lane, gets a really good run up off the corner, and Preston Forbes pulls the wheel stand coming up off the turn, catches one of those implement tires down there, holds on to the 3 spot. Derek Webb trying to find the way by Lucas Fuller, can't quite get there though, as they work it up off of turn 3 and 4 and back to the line. White flag in the air, final time into turn number 1 and 2. Tim Fuller, Watertown, New York, will set it up off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway on a 5-car length lead over Willie Decker Jr. as they go to turn number 3 and 4. The last time he won a heat race, September 8th, 2023. Tim Fuller back in a heat race victory lane here at Can-Am. Willie Decker Jr., Preston Forbes, Lucas Fuller, Sean Shaw comes up for a 5th place finish. Derek Webb and Adam Roberts complete your field. That does it. Heat race number 3. The Whitesboro Plow Shop, Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. It is Remington Ham on point, the 57. Alongside of him will go the 39, Ryan Bartlett. Row number 2, 21 of Andy Howard. Alongside of Jordan McCready in the 28, row number 3, Larry Welling Jr. in the 21, 49, Billy Dunn. Final row, it's Dustin Bradley in 83, 31 of Lance Willix. Lance Willix, most recent feature winner here a couple of weeks ago. 8 laps is the distance, third and final heat. The Whitesboro Plow Shop. Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman ready to go next. LeClaire looks him over, and we are green. And boy, they're getting physical on the front row. Remington Ham, Ryan Bartlett coming together on the start. Bartlett has no time to waste, goes to the lead as they head down the back straightaway. Howard and McCready are going to split Remington Ham down the back straightaway as Billy Dunn jumps to the 5 spot. Positions changing quickly. Andy Howard, we saw that smoke earlier in the hot lap session, and a continuing problem for Andy Howard in the 21. In the meantime, they are all over the place in the back of the field. We're 3 wide with Dustin Bradley, Larry Welling, and Billy Dunn. Dunn got shuffled way out of line. He's at the tail of the field right now. In the meantime, Jordan McCready is taking over the 2 spot from Andy Howard. Smoking car and all, he holds on to the 3 spot. Remington Ham trying to find the way by in position number 3. They head up into turn number 1 and 2. Bartlett still with the lead, 28 of McCready still there for second. Battle is still on for the 3 spot, and the battle is on for 5th. Willix gets by Bradley down the back stretch as they go to turn number 3 and 4. He'll look to try to get by Andy Howard as well. Lance Willix, he made the trip this week on Wednesday night over to the Honda Speedway to run their 358 modified special there and came home with a solid 4th place finish. So Lance Willix having another strong start to the year and already has a win this season. In the meantime, though, they're all chasing Ryan Bartlett. Watertown, New York native holds the lead as they come down off of turn number 3 and 4 and back to the line, halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go. Bartlett your leader, McCready still second. Remington Ham there for 3rd. Willix has come from the back of the field. He's up to the 4 spot. Andy Howard, still heavy smoke coming out of that race car when he comes to turn number 3 and 4. Watch the smoke just bill out of the back of the race car. Had this issue in the hot lap session earlier today, but he still is hanging in there. In spot number 5, Dustin Bradley, Billy Dunn, and Larry Welling complete the rest of the field. Coming around, we'll have 2 laps left to go this time by, and Ryan Bartlett setting a torrid pace right now. 5-car length advantage over the 28 of McCready as they come back down to the line. Andy Howard is going to call it quits. He's headed to the pit area done for this one. 2 to go. Bartlett sets it up into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Open up quite a gap over the rest of the field right now as they go to turn number 3 and 4. The white flag will be in the air this time by a little over a 1-second advantage over Jordan McCready as they come down to the line. White flag in the air for Ryan Bartlett. Jordan McCready, Remington Ham, Lance Willix, and Billy Dunn. The top 5, Larry Welling loops it and will park it right in the middle of turn number 4, and the yellow lights are on. Yellow lights are on with 1 lap left to go. First of 3 heats in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman, ready to go trackside after this one. And we'll follow it up with 2 heat races in the Sundance Leisure Thunder Car Division. And we'll head to intermission and listen to the 10th Mountain Division band behind the main grandstands. As Larry Welling, who had a great run here a couple of weeks ago, will line up at the tail end of the field. Ryan Bartlett is the control car. He will set the pace on this restart. 7 complete, 1 lap left to decide it. Green and white will come out together, checkered following that. Looking for green off turn number 3 and 4. Ryan Bartlett sets the pace into turn 3 and 4 and down to the line. We are back to green. Bartlett with the lead, not for long. Jordan McCready to the point as they go down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. A big move for McCready to take over the race lead. Lance Willix now jumps to 3rd. Checkered flag is waving this time by Jordan McCready, trying to hold on and win it, and he is going to do it. Welcome back to victory lane for Jordan McCready. Ryan Bartlett, Lance Willix, Remington Ham, and Dustin change quickly in the final lap of that one, but Jordan McCready gets the victory over Ryan Bartlett. So Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 modified heat races are complete. Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman ready to go to the Speedway next. First of 3 heats on the docket. New look for Jonathan Murphy in the number 62 on the point. Outside will be Frank Sibley in the 92. Row number 2 is going to find the 35D of Dylan Moore, alongside of the 34K of Keegan Nyer. Row number 3, Josh Riom, the 91, defending track champion Mike Fowler alongside the 410. Row number 4, Gavin Isley in the 18, the 18G of Justin Gadbaugh on the outside of row number 4, and Gregory Gould in the number 9 will complete it. Set for green, 8 laps is the distance, first of 3 heats. And Mike LeClaire says no.
No start.
So we're going to try this one all over again. Once again, those of you interested in checking out what Chipmunk Hill RC Speedway has behind the main grandstands on the kart track, they'll have some more racing action going on the kart track at intermission. So if you want to get involved with that, go down and see what they got to offer. Sign up. Back to green, we got a good start that time. Boy, Dylan Moore was literally pushing Jonathan Murphy down the back straightaway. We're 3 wide behind the top 2 drivers. Keegan Nyer, a big move on the top side. He'll go to 3rd. Mike Fowler trying to follow suit, but runs on a racetrack going to turn number 3. In the meantime, when we straighten it out at the front of the field, Frank Sibley on the top side. He'll grab the lead as they come off of turn number 4. Leading lap number 1, it's Sibley in control. Jonathan Murphy back to 2nd. Watch Mike Fowler in that outside lane. He swung it way wide, trying to find some grip up there. Got a good run through turns 1 and 2, but Dylan Moore was right there in front of him as he came right up on the back bumper as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Dylan Moore now found some speed through the mid portion of turn number 3 and 4, trying to find the way by Josh Riom. Has come back to the line for lap number 2. 92 of Sibley in control. About a 5-car length advantage over Jonathan Murphy. Josh Reome to the top side of the racetrack. He'll clear Keegan Nyer down the back straightaway as Gavin Isley moving up into the top 5 as well. He'll get around Dylan Moore to move up one more spot as he comes back to the line. Sibley still in control. 3 laps are complete. 5 laps left to go. Jonathan Murphy still there for second. Josh Reome trying to set him up down the back straightaway. Behind them, a good battle between Keegan Nyer and the 18 of Gavin Isley. Isley looking for his first win here in nearly 2 seasons. Last time he won here was the 2023 season as well. Down across the line this time by top 3 pretty well nose to tail. The battle is on here for spot number 4 and 5. Isley on the top side. Nyer down low. Gavin Isley to the 4 spot. Keegan Nyer back to 5th. Mike Fowler is 6th. Justin Gadbaugh 7th. And Dylan Moore completes the field in 8th. Bringing it down off of turn number 3 and 4. And Frank Sibley has got the hot hand right now. Half straightaway advantage. Little over 1 second. Actually 2.4 seconds is the spread as they go down the back straightaway, and Frank Sibley has checked out. He is flying around this racetrack. Jonathan Murphy all by himself in the 2 spot. Then it is the 91 of Josh Reome holding on to 3rd. Gavin Isley still 4th. Battle on for 5th right now between Mike Fowler, our defending track champion, and Keegan Nyer in the 34K. And Fowler will get the spot with 2 laps left to go. Nyer back to 6th. Gadbaugh and Moore complete the field. Down the back stretch they go into turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Final trip around the Am Speedway for Frank Sibley. Calcium, New York native. Otter Creek Winery. Number 92 holding the top spot. He's had the top spot from the drop of the green flag as they head down the back straightaway. Almost 3.5 seconds is the spread between him and Jonathan Murphy. A dominant performance. Frank Sibley to victory lane in heat race number 1. The Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Second will be Jonathan Murphy. Josh Reome crosses 3rd. Gavin Isley, Mike Fowler, Keegan Nyer, Justin Gadbaugh, and Dylan Moore. So that will do it. So Frank Sibley in victory lane, his first heat win of the season, heat race number 2, ready to roll trackside right now. Logan Brown on the pole in the number 9, alongside with Eric Nyer in the 34. Row 2, Camden Cook in the 14. 32, Ryan Shanahan. Row number 3, Brady Howard in the number 54. 52, Jessica Power. Final row is going to find the 33 of Richard Murtaugh. And Dave Kingsley, new driver with us out there in car number 88. 8 cars ready to go. 8 laps is the distance. Second of 3 heats. Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Set for green off of turn number 4, and we're underway. Well, it has been a week away from the racetrack for a lot of these drivers, and a lot of them are ready to go racing now, as everybody will get wound up on the back straightaway. Yellow lights back on. We'll try this restart one more time. Again, at the white pylon off of turn number 3 and 4. So it'll be Logan Brown, Eric Nyer, row 1, row number 2, Camden Cook, Ryan Shanahan, row 3, Brady Howard and Jessica Power, row number 4, Richard Murtaugh, David Kingsley in row number 4. Just about set to go as we'll bring the field back around and be green next time by. Green lights are on and we're off and running, and Eric Nyer wasting no time getting to the head of the class. Got some debris over there in between turns 1 and 2. Looks like a piece of tin has come off one of the race cars, but in the meantime, we stay green, and Eric Nyer in control. Logan Brown, who won 7 times in the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman a year ago, holds on to third. Caution lights are on. They got debris in between turns 1 and 2. Looks like everybody's going to be able to avoid it. Talked about Logan Brown last year, 7 wins in the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Same amount of wins as Brady Gill. Riley was no match for you, but no. He only had 5. Adam, absolutely covered. Yes, those of you who have not seen Can-Am, we do have our all-time win list completed. The winningest driver ever in Speedway history. Shouldn't become a surprise to you, Brady, but it's the old man. Overall, 100 feature wins across late models and modifieds here. He's a legend. Could be a candidate for the Can-Am Speedway Hall of Fame. Brady's going to be in next year. Michelle agrees. We're back to green. 3 wide as they go to turn 1 and 2. Logan Brown through the middle of the racetrack, not afraid to go to the head of the field as they work it off at turn number 2, and Logan Brown to the top spot. Eric Nyer trying the crossover down on the inside portion of the racetrack. Nyer trying to get back by for the lead as they go to turn number 3 and 4, but Logan Brown in control as they come back down to the line at lap number 1. Logan Brown, the race leader. Eric Nyer second. Camden Cook in a battle now with Ryan Shanahan. Shanahan 2 times a winner last season in that 32 at Carthage. Picks up the 3 spot. Cook back to 4th. Brady Howard, Richard Murtaugh battling for 5th and 6th with Jessica Power and the 88 of David Kingsley in that order. Down to the line, Logan Brown, as I mentioned last year, had a very successful season in novice sportsman and limited sportsman action. 7 wins here at Can-Am, 2 at Brockville. And right now has the lead by about a car length and a half as we watch the battle with Richard Murtaugh and Camden Cook. And Murtaugh moves up 1 more spot. He'll go to the 4 position as they come down to the line 1 more time. 3 down, 5 more to go. It is a 2-car battle at the head of the class. Eric Nyer trying to find the way by Logan Brown as they go up to turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Nyer got a great drive up off the bottom side of the racetrack. They'll pull even turns with Logan Brown into turn number 3 and 4. Nyer on the bottom, Brown up on the high side of the racetrack. Still side by side. Eric Nyer will get the position down across the line. 4 down, 4 more to go. Eric Nyer takes over the lead as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Logan Brown trying to fight back up on the outside lane, but we got caution on the racetrack. Jessica Power, problems in turn number 3 and 4 in the 52. Yellow lights are on with 4 laps complete. Jessica Power in that 52 last week at Brockville. Made a little bit of history. They had the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series races for 358 Modified and Sportsman. Jessica competed in both divisions. 9th place effort in the 358 race to start. The 50 lapper, 4th place finish in the Sportsman division. So very good effort for Jessica. And the plan is for her to compete in both of those series this year. Of course, under dirt car rules, she can compete in up to 6 dirt car sanctioned 358 modified races throughout the year. That was her first sanctioned small block race of the season. Not a bad effort at all. Right now, problems with that primary car, and they'll go on the business end of the tow truck here to take it back to pit road. And crew chief Sean Hart and her dad Chris Power, they'll diagnose the problem on this car and get it back ready to go for the 20-lap feature go later on tonight. So Jessica Power gets towed back to pit road, and her pit stall is actually located not too far away from her. She was parked there, so they'll get to work on it. Right over there you see her crew looking at the monitor, seeing her crew getting things ready to go over there, is taking a look at the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman all-time win list here at Can-Am. Jessica Power, 5 career wins here at the Can-Am Speedway in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Last win came August the 2nd of 2019. So it's been a while since she's been to victory lane. Her very first one here came on July 10th of 2015. Set for green, 4 down, 4 more to go. We're back underway. And again, Eric Nyer to the point. Logan Brown found something through the middle. Richard Murtaugh is on the charge. He's up to position number 3 and looking for more. Trying to find the way by Logan Brown as he'll slide by to the inside portion of the racetrack. And Richard Murtaugh now to the 2 spot. Looking to the back of Eric Nyer as they come back down to the line. 5 down, 3 more to go. And Richard Murtaugh trying to close in and take the lead away. But Nyer able to fend him off for now as they hit the back straightaway. Coming around with 2 laps left to go. Eric Nyer holding on to the lead. Richard Murtaugh, Logan Brown, that's your top 3. Battle out for the 4 spot. 32 Ryan Shanahan, 14 Camden Cook dicing it up as they come down to the line one more time. 2 laps left to go. As they work the back straightaway, Eric Nyer, 2 wins at the end of last season, including the Dirt Car Sportsman Series race, as Jessica Power makes it back out with a white flag in the air. Final trip around the Can-Am Speedway for Eric Nyer. Richard Murtaugh, 1 win already this season. That came at the All-Tech Raceway in February. And Murtaugh holding 2nd, Ryan Shanahan 3rd, Logan Brown, Camden Cook, your top 5 with Brady Howard and David Kingsley rounding out the field. Checkered in the air, and the win will go to Eric Nyer. 2nd spot will be Richard Murtaugh, Ryan Shanahan, Logan Brown, and Camden Cook, your top 5. Brady Howard, David Kingsley, Jessica Power able to get back out there and finish this one out in position number 8. So all drivers heading towards pit road as we head to heat race number 3 in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Set to go. It is Stevie Roberts on point, the 5, alongside of the 1 of Paul DeRutter. Row number 2, Greg Brinklow in the 707 with the 17 of Owen Nyer. Row number 3, it is Brendan Moore in the 35, 28 of Tyler Stevenson. 44, that's Taylor Dockstader alongside of the 2 of George Sanford. Those 2 drivers swapped rides out there. Sanford in the 2, Dockstader in the 44. Ready for green off of turn number 4. Green lights are on and we're underway. Roberts goes to the point. Paul DeRutter right there with him in the 2 spot. Owen Nyer up into position number 3. Good battle for 4th between Greg Brinklow and the 28 of Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson trying to fight. Oh, and Stevenson gets airborne up and over in turn number 3 and 4. Red lights are on right away. Red lights are on. Tyler Stevenson up and over. And he is out of the race car immediately. Let's give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Tyler walking directly towards the infield area. Tyler, the last couple of nights, a couple of tough hits. He had a top 5 run going at Brockville last Saturday night and had some problems towards the towards the end of the feature event. And in this one, upside down again, Greg Brinklow, the 707, along with the 35, Brendan Moore, they all got tangled up with that one. So word trackside is all drivers involved in that one are okay, but Tyler Stevenson was the one we were concerned with about the flip over there, but everybody is okay, so that's the main thing. Brendan Moore and Greg Brinklow discussing some things that went down there that happened, and Brendan giving a little bit of a chat about what he saw. So thanks to video replay up here in the tower, going to get a good look as to how that all went down. Close racing out there between Stevenson and Brinklow as they went to turn 3. We'll keep our eye on it here. And it just looked like just some close racing there. Brendan Moore spun to avoid. I don't believe he got into anybody, but Tyler Stevenson at the worst end of it. Greg was down as low as he could get, and just close racing out there in turn number 3 and 4. And a tough hit for Tyler Stevenson. I mentioned a couple of tough hits for him the last couple of weeks. As I said, Brockville, he had a top 5 run going in the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series. Greg Brinklow, he's had a couple of tough nights as well, so complete restart. No laps were completed. Of course, want to take a moment again to acknowledge as Greg Brinklow does pull away in the 707. He may take it to pit road to get the crew to diagnose the problem. Greg is able to pull away there, so he'll join at the tail end of the field. Of course, Watertown Vet Center provides individuals, groups, couples, and family counseling to talk through problems, brainstorm solutions, discuss what resources are available, and work with you to create effective and practical plans for your personal growth. They focus on providing services to veterans and service members who served in combat operations, areas of hostility, stateside deployments, or endured military service-related trauma, to include military sexual trauma. They also serve their families to support the growth and goals of the veteran or service member. Eligibility varies based on individual military experience, including those from service in the National Guard, Reserves, and Coast Guard. They look for reasons and means to qualify individuals rather than turn them away. If someone is found to not meet their eligibility, they will work with them to find available community resources that may be more suitable for that individual. USO Fort Drum. Since 1941, the USO has been the nation's leading organization to serve the men and women in the U.S. military and their families throughout their time in uniform. From the moment they joined through their assignments and deployments, and as they transition back to their communities, USO is always by their side. Today's USO continuously adapts to the needs of their men and women in uniform and their families so they can focus on their very important mission. White flag is displayed. We are going to go green. No laps were completed. No laps complete. So Brinklow and Moore will be able to continue on after that crash. Moore, don't believe he got into anybody. If he did, it was barely any contact out there. He spun to avoid hitting anyone, so he'll line up at the tail end along with Greg Brinklow. Stevie Roberts, Paul DeRutter, Owen Nyer, 17. 44 of Taylor Dockstader, 2 of George Sanford, 707 Greg Brinklow, 35 of Brendan Moore will complete it. Again, 50-50 tickets are on sale down here in front of us. And if you have not gotten your tickets yet, give them a holler. They'll set you up with as many tickets as you can handle. Buy early and buy often. Green lights are on, and Brinklow with a problem in the 707. The steering may be gone away on that ride as he was having all sorts of problems down the front straightaway. In the meantime, though, Stevie Roberts has taken over the lead, and Taylor Dockstader is moving forward. He's jumped up to the 2 spot. Paul DeRutter back to 3rd. Owen Nyer is 4th. George Sanford up to the 5 spot. He's got a heat win already tonight in a sprint car as he works it up into turn number 1 and 2, and Brinklow has taken the 707 to pit road. 1 down, 7 more to go. Stevie Roberts trying to hold on and win this one as we watch the battle with Paul DeRutter in the 17 of Owen Nyer. Nyer down in that inside lane. DeRutter on the top side as they drag race off at turn number 3 and 4 and back to the stripe with Roberts and the 44 of Dockstader in control. Nyer down low, Paul DeRutter up on the top side. DeRutter trying to hold off the 17 of Nyer as they go down the backstretch to turn number 3 and 4. Brendan Moore has gotten around George Sanford to move up into 5th. In the meantime, we got a battle for the race lead shaping up. Roberts has it. 44 of Dockstader wants to take it away from him as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Dockstader on the bottom, Roberts through the mid portion of the racetrack as they head down the back straightaway. The 5 of Roberts has the lead by about a half a car length. Here comes Dockstader making the move down on that inside lane as they come back down to the line, this time by 4, down 4 to go. Top 2 battling at the front of the field. Roberts on the outside lane. Dockstader down low. Owen Nyer and the 1 of Paul DeRutter, they're 3rd and 4th. Brendan Moore trying to move in from 5th as George Sanford completes it down to the line, this time by we will have Roberts and Dockstader 1 and 2 once again. Roberts still able to fend off the 44 of Dockstader for the time being as they headed up into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway as the top 2 nose to tail. Owen Nyer all by himself in 3rd. Brendan Moore putting some pressure on Paul DeRutter for position number 4 as they go to turn 3 and 4 and back down to the line. We'll have 2 laps left to go. 2 remain, and Roberts has had the lead from the drop of the green flag. 44 of Dockstader has been right there with him. Starting to lose touch with Roberts, though, in the closing laps of this one. Nyer still 3rd, then it's DeRutter, Moore, and Sanford down to the line. White flag in the air for Steve Roberts. Trying to get his first heat win of the season as he'll set it up on the bottom portion of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2, and he'll drift it up off to the top side off of corner number 2 and down the backstretch. Taylor Dockstader, Owen Nyer, Paul DeRutter, Brendan Moore, and George Sanford in that order. Checkered in the air, and how about this one? Stevie Roberts to victory lane in heat race number 3. Dockstader to 2nd, Owen Nyer 3rd. Brendan Moore will get by Paul DeRutter for 4th at the line. George Sanford will complete it in position number 6. So Steve Roberts to victory lane in heat race number 3. He joins Eric Nyer and Frank Sibley as heat winners tonight in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars ready to roll trackside next for their first of 2 heat races on the docket tonight. The good folks at USO Fort Drum and Vet Center out of Watertown. Timothy Greenfield on point, the 73. Alongside of him, we are going to find the 28 of Colby Hibbard. Row number 2, it is the 3 of David Rasmussen. Alongside of him will be Jared Gilson, the 22. Row number 3, 2023 track champion Francis White, the 60, alongside of Colin Botter from Lafargeville in the 19. And 1J of Justin Pope will complete this field. Out of turn number 4, we're back to green. And Rasmussen and Greenfield come together in turn number 1 and 2. Yellow lights are on. And we'll try this start one more time. Bruno Richard up here in the grandstands enjoying the action. Bruno's got some wins in this class. Checking out the replay up here in the tower, Justin Pope saw an opportunity and got alongside of David Rasmussen. Rasmussen, him and the 73 of Greenfield made some contact into turn number 1, and around they went. So we'll try it again. We'll line the field up one more time. Of course, we talked about the USO and the Watertown Vet Center. Of course, the 10th Mountain Division Band will be behind the main grandstands at intermission playing some tunes once again. The 10th Mountain Division Band is composed of 41 soldier musicians. They perform in a variety of configuration styles and venues, and we are proud to have them right here at Am Speedway tonight. Through music, the 10th Mountain Division Band represents and champions to the wildest degree the 10th Mountain Division, Fort Drum, and the U.S. Army throughout the North Country and surrounding regions with impeccable military-bearing professionalism and high-quality musical products. They use music to build community steward tradition, bolster troop morale, and honor the fallen in accordance with the Senior Mission Commander's strategic communication objectives, as well as published guidelines, policies, and regulations. Army bands promote the Army and our national interest, enable commanders to shape the environment to accomplish their mission, and set conditions that lead trust and confidence in America's Army and its readiness to conduct operations in peacetime conflict and war. No laps were complete that time. We are going to go a full restart this time by Colby Hibbert on the front row in the 28. Jarrett Gilson will now join him on the point off turn number 4, and we're green. As they hit turn number 1 and 2, first trip around, Justin Pope started towards the tail of the field. He's now up to the lead. Francis White trying to find the way by as they head down the back straightaway. Talked to Justin Pope about this race car a few weeks ago, and he says this car is bad fast, and right now he shows how quick it is, holding off Francis White for the time being. David Rasmussen, he started tail on the field as well. He's up to spot number 3 as they complete lap number 1, but Francis White's right there to challenge as they go to 1 and 2. Justin Pope right there, position number 1. Francis White holding on to second. He's trying to get by on the outside portion of the racetrack. He switches lanes, does the crossover. He'll look to the bottom. No room down in the inside lane. Justin Pope with the advantage, at least for now, as they come back down to the line this time by 2 laps up on the leaderboard. And Francis White is all over Pope down the front straightaway as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Justin Pope, Francis White, between the two of them, 25 career wins in the Thunder Car division here at Can-Am, and right now Francis White trying to put it in victory lane in a heat event, but Justin Pope is right there to challenge him. These two drivers, pretty good friends off the racetrack, but on track, they are fierce competitors, and Francis White takes over the lead as they come down the front straightaway with 3 in the books. Pope back to the inside lane, White up on the top side, down off of corner number 2. Pope gives way to the leader as they hit the back straightaway. Francis White in control now. As they go to turn number 3 and 4, Justin Pope trying to move back in on Francis White as they work it off of turn 3 and 4 and back to the line. 2 laps left to go. Francis White, Justin Pope 1 and 2. David Rasmussen back there in third, followed by Jarrett Gilson and Colin Bonder. That's your running order. But the battle is on between the top 2 drivers, White and Pope, as they go down the back straightaway. Less than a car length separates the top 2 drivers as they hit turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Final trip around for Francis White. Justin Pope staying right there within striking distance, though, as they come back down to the stripe. White flag in the air. Francis White setting it up into turn number 1 and 2. Justin Pope right there with him to try to challenge as they go down off of turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Pope dusts up the back straightaway. He's losing ground to Francis White as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air, and the heat win will go to Francis White. Second spot will be Justin Pope. Third will be David Rasmussen, Jared Gilson, and Colin Potter will complete the rest of your field. And that does it. Heat race number 1 is in the record books. Francis White puts it in victory lane, his first heat win of 2025. Heat race number 2 about ready to roll trackside in just a moment. We'll give you the starting lineup as well. Final heat race of the night. 10th Mountain Division Band getting ready to do their thing behind the main grandstands after this qualifying heat race is over with. Anthony St. Mary Jr. on point in the number 111J. Outside will be O.J. White in the 94. Row number 2 is going to be Tony Frezzo in the 22 inside of row number 2. Alongside of him will go the number 5 of Damian Beckler. Row number 3, Mike Greenfield, the 17. And the only driver that has won races this year in the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars, that's Corey Belade in the 21 out of Rome, New York. Green lights back on. 6 laps is the issue. We're green. St. Mary to the point as they go to turn number 1 and 2. He's won 2 heat races in 2 weeks, trying to go 3 for 3 right now, but he's got some tough customers behind him. He's got the 22, Tony Frezzo, former track champion, right there with him. Damian Beckler in the 5, 21, Corey Belade, 94, O.J. White, 17, Mike Greenfield has come down to the line, lap number 1 on the leaderboard. And Anthony St. Mary Jr., 4 times a winner last season in that 111J with the lead. Tony Frezzo got himself a feature win last year as well. He holds on to the 2 spot. Belade still there for 3rd as Beckler back there in 4th, getting some pressure from O.J. White in the 94. 17 of Greenfield completes it. Down to the line this time by Anthony St. Mary is not going to get off the bottom of the racetrack. If anybody wants to get by, they're going to have to go by him up on the top side. And we got some debris here, it looks like, in turn number 1 and 2. We'll keep our eye on it, though. It could be either a debris or a piece of clay that got thrown around down there. We're going to go caution either way. Yellow lights are on with 2 laps complete. Getting a good shot of it up here in the tower. And getting a good look at it now. Looks like a filter of some sorts that went off the car down there, so track crews will retrieve that one. So we did not score that lap, and we'll try it again. Two down, 4 more to go. Final heat race of the night.
It was in there, and then I saw them chuck it out.
For Stewart's Ice and Cold Brew Coffee is now available. Stewart Shops is your coffee stop. The iced coffee is perfectly pre-sweetened, no gritty sugar at the bottom of the cup. Or are you a cold brew fan? Stewart's is smooth, bold, and unsweetened. Customize your coffee just the way you like it with your favorite flavored creamers, syrups, and sauces, and why not top it off with some whipped cream as well. Sweet or bold, there's something for everyone with Stewart's Iced Coffee and Cold Brewed Coffee. And a special shout out again to the Watertown Savings Bank. Watertown Savings Bank is your bank for loans. North Country's leader in lending. Whether you need a mortgage, home equity, or business loan, Watertown Savings Bank is your bank for good. Set to do battle here. 4 laps left to go in heat race number 2 for the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars, and we're back to green. St. Mary to the point, Tony Frezzo, Corey Belade, that's your top 3 right now, as Mike Greenfield battling with Damian Beckler, last year's track champion. They're really having it out. Made a little bit of contact going to turn number 3, but the battle is on for the top 3 spots right now. 3 down, 3 to go. Anthony St. Mary. He's picked up 2 heat wins in 2 weeks, and he's trying to keep the roll going. And look out, Greenfield and Beckler, they're still not done running into one another. Beckler to the inside of the racetrack, and he may have an issue. Greenfield also with problems in the 17, and they were Rock'em sock'em down here on the front straightaway. Yellow lights are on. 3 down, 3 to go here in heat race number 2 for the Sundance Leisure Thunder cars. Damian Beckler has taken his ride to pit road as the 10th Mountain Division Band is already playing away down behind the main grandstand area. So Greenfield looks like he's going to take his car to pit road, and we will be ready to go back to green in just a moment. 3 down, 3 more to go. Anthony St. Mary Jr., the race leader. Corey Belade second. Tony Frezzo third, and O.J. White completes the rest of the field. We are set to go. Set for green to finish this one out. Green lights back on and we're underway. And Corey Belade around the top side of the racetrack. He'll try to grab the lead. St. Mary on the bottom, and it's Corey Belade to the point as they go down the back straightaway, but Anthony St. Mary Jr. is not going to back down from him. Down the back straightaway, they go into turn number 3 and 4. We'll see 2 laps left to go, and St. Mary takes the lead back as they work it up off of turn number 3 and 4 and back to the line. Belade in control of second as he's looking for the lead down in front. 2 to go. The race is far from over with. Watch for Tony Frezzo in the 22. He's right there with him as well, trying to get by for the number 2 position on Belade. Can't get the job done, no, as he'll settle into third. O.J. White watches everybody from the 4 spot. White flag is in the air. Final trip around. Anthony St. Mary Jr. undefeated so far in qualifying heat races this season. He's looking to hold on for one more lap to keep the roll going. White flag in the air. Final time into turn number 1 and 2. Corey Belade to the outside lane, looking to get a run on St. Mary down the back straightaway. Tony Frezzo, O.J. White. That is your running order at this time. Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is waving. Anthony St. Mary Jr. has won 2 heat races and 2 tries this year. He's going to do it again. 3 heat races in a row for Anthony St. Mary. He gets the victory. Corey Belade, Tony Frezzo, and O.J. White complete the rest.